Manchester United are away in Valencia. Right now, though, we'll concentrate on England's other two representatives. Here to advise us where things went right or wrong, our guest tonight, Ali McCoist. But we start in Group D, where Leeds went into tonight's game at Elland Road just above their opponents Anderlecht, but only by virtue of a superior goal difference. So vital then that Leeds maximised their home advantage. Your commentators are Jim Beglin and first, Guy Mowbray.
Every one of the 16 teams still involved in Champions League action has added at least one new face during the winter recess, with none more headline-grabbing than Leeds United's purchase of the world's costliest defender. It's a debut in the competition for £18 million Rio Ferdinand, but Leeds' other recent star acquisition can't play. Robbie Keane is cup-tied. His absence means a return to the starting lineup for Alan Smith, keen himself to reassert his first team and England claims. And there are much publicised events outside football in Lee Bowyer's life currently, but he plays. Jonathan Woodgate is a substitute. With Belgium's #1 Philip de Wilde sidelined, reserve keeper Zvonko Milijevic takes over tonight. That won't worry Leeds, but the prolific strike pairing of Thomas Radzinski and Jan Koller just might. Rio Ferdinand has been waiting for this game ever since he signed for Leeds United. It's his 15th game since his much publicised move, and that's the man he'll be up against, Jan Koller. Away we go then, in a match that could do much to determine the Champions League destiny of these two sides. 3 points apiece, a 1-0 win over Lazio apiece, but Leeds really have to make sure there's a 3-point difference in their favour by full time. Alongside me is the former Leeds United favourite, Jim Beglin. Well, Jim, Leeds have to win.
Well, I don't expect they'll be hanging about, Guy. You know, you've said it already, Anderlecht have been hammered a few times on their travels this season, and I think Leeds will want to remind them that.
There's an early sign of what Danny Mills has got facing him tonight. Towards Smith. Cut out, but only as far as Bowyer. First pot shot flies harmlessly over Milijevic's crossbar.
You could see what was in his mind. Wasn't a bad ball from Matteo, and a decent defending just to get it away. And when it bounces up like that into you, you're going to get the dip on the volley, but I think Lee Bowyer just lifted it a little too high from the start.
Jim, to me it looks a nervy opening from Leeds.
Well, it does. I mean, I expected, because both sides have played the competition pretty much tension-free, because expectancy is low, and I thought that would be reflected again tonight. But I suppose with Lazio's poor start, there's a bit of pressure on both to get the 3 points now, and I think it's a bit cagey up for them.
It's a nice ball though. It's well taken by Baseccio, trying to find Koller! And Bart Koller coming in, back post, was not far away.
Well, that was too easy. I mean, Leeds really got caught on the left-hand side. Dominic Matteo let his man get behind him. It was a great ball by Baseccio. Couldn't believe it when Koller missed it, but then on the far post. How does this stay out?
Shades of Paul Gascoigne in Euro 96. Harte. Here's Alan Smith. Batty. Smith looking for Batty with the return. Past too many, although it's fallen to Smith eventually. Viduka getting in there. The core. It's worked its way back to Batty. And then played just behind. And the shot that comes in from Harte, well, it got an ooh and an ah from the Leeds crowd, but Milijevic was waiting for it.
Well, it was ambitious. It's a long way out, but David Batty involved 2 or 3 times, instrumental, played it back. Really well struck by Ian Harte, but decent save from Milijevic.
That's Radzinski to Baseccio. Almost the second time. David Batty who intercepts. This now is Viduka. It's 2 against 3, and Viduka doesn't get past the first without being tripped. Referee right on the spot, and he's calling Glenn to book over, and he will book Anderlecht's captain.
Well, as blatant as he wants. I mean, that was totally meant. Knew Viduka had gone past him and just took him out.
Viduka is looking to end the goal drought. The Leeds striker has gone 8 games without a goal. Here's Harte. Target last week against Everton. Smith waiting. Still Smith. Milijevic stretching, and he did get a hand to it. Viduka denied again. It's a good save. Really good work from the two strikers.
Well, that's better. Clashing into each other wasn't what was required. That was Smith. Great strength initially. Wonderful touch and shot by Viduka. Great save.
Bowyer's corner. I think Matteo was there rising. He's scored 2 Champions League goals already this season. Former Liverpool man, arriving at the right time but unable to direct the header. Stoiker. He's caught the eye fleetingly, but Danny Mills has managed to intercept that ball. Viduka. Trying to get away from Ilic. This is Dakor. Dakor runs straight against his man. The obstruction shouts are, I think, a little ambitious. Well, Eric Nielsen was in no doubt.
I'd give him a free kick at absolute best, but I think really it was more a case of Dakor actually running into the book. Big defender couldn't really get out of the way, and certainly never a penalty.
And towards Kur. Lovely back heel. This is Stoiker. Where to go? Just to get away from Bowyer, and that's a glorious ball. This is Cresson. Touching for Koller. Trying to set up the shot, which when it comes in is dealt with cleanly by Martin. Well struck by Van der Hege.
I think that's about the best move of the match for me. You know, it goes back to what I said earlier. I think they're playing with a bit more freedom. They seem to be more relaxed. This is lovely one-touch stuff. And eventually Kohler, 2-touch, laid it off. I don't think Van der Hege really caught it as he would have liked.
It's Matteo. Pulled back towards Viduka. Maybe a sign of a striker who hasn't scored in his last 8. It's a confidence thing.
I'm not sure Dominic Matteo knew exactly who he was trying to pick out, but he got it in nonetheless. I think Viduka would have been better off hitting it with his left.
Well, Ranaby wasn't expecting that. Stoiker. De Hege held off the Dakor. Sancho's given it back to Olivier Dakor. Matteo to the left. 2 in the centre. Smith is the first. He left it for Viduka. Didn't get a clean enough contact. It was scuffed into the deck.
Like the one in the first half, again you could maybe argue for Mark Viduka hitting it with his left first time. But when he did control it and swivel, it was still there. And again, didn't really get sufficient contact.
Just 8 minutes into the second half, it's Dominic Matteo replaced by Harry Kewell. His first Champions League appearance at Ellen Grove.
That's the noisiest the crowd have been since the start of the match as well. Exactly what's needed for the contest. Somebody who's adored here, and Leeds need that lift.
Bowyer to Viduka. Here's Dakor. Now Kewell. Listen to the change in volume. Kewell shot! Oh, what would have been a dream. Good save again, Milijevic.
I thought the defender could have got closer to him. I thought he backed off a little too much. And there's 2 on hand. I think if he takes a step forward, he blocks the shot. And that's a good start for Kewell.
And Milijevic tested again, clawed away. Both he and Smith end up in the back of the net. That's better.
Well, he did well to recover, because I don't think Lee Bowyer means this at all. I think he mishits it. And the keeper had started to come, did well to get back and get anything on it to get it away, because Smith was close.
Well, pursuing Van der Hege. Battle of the number 4s, and a free kick to the Belgian.
Still much better from the Leeds midfield, the way they're closing down the second half, not giving Anderlecht any time on the ball.
Bat his 300th Leeds United appearance. Safe to say he's enjoying it. It's turning into his sort of game. Köhler. And Stoiker. Harte just slipped. Back towards Stoiker. He's away from Batty. And that's a wonderful goal from the Romanian. Ellen Road is silenced again. There's joy on the Anderlecht bench. Alan Stoiker with a moment of magic.
It just didn't look like coming, but this is absolutely brilliant from the Romanian. Little 1-2, lovely flick back, and once he's in the position, I'm not sure Nigel Martin was fully aware exactly where his posts were, because he looks as if he's a little too far left to me, and he's left a big corner for Stoiker to aim at, and really all the Romanian had to do once he got in the position, keep his head, pick a spot, and he did that superbly.
Now a change which we'll see Olivier Dacour replaced by Eric Bakker. Frenchman who was highlighted by Anderlecht as one of the main threats to their side if he was allowed to put a controlling influence in the midfield. He's simply not been allowed to do that. Now Eric Bakker will come on and try and aid the Leeds cause with his particular style. Diduka's flick. The book heads down and out. And just kept in. Good work from Dedener. Ferdinand. Bowyer brought down. Ian Harte, not surprisingly, was one of the first to rush over to this one.
That's within range.
Ian Harte, who's not scored in Europe this season, bar a penalty against 1860 Munich in the third qualifying round of this competition. Now's your time. Harte with the run, with some pace! Oh, brilliant! Didn't he hit it well? A wonderful strike from the Irish international. 1-1.
Well, you know, I just wonder whether it went through the wall, because the keeper trying to protect the other post and he's ended up scrambling across. In fact, it didn't. I don't know whether the keeper was unsighted, because it's gone round the wall, and I thought maybe he could have reacted a little bit better. Yeah, I think it was a Leeds player just kind of blocked the path of the ball, and he was late getting across, but I'm not sure he would have got there anyway with the pace that was on it. Exactly what Leeds required.
What can that do to lift Leeds United onto greater reward? Bursting through the middle is Gore. Kerr is central here. Kerr has looked for Yankola. Martin missed it. So too, thankfully for Leeds, did Köhler.
Well, I'll sympathise to a degree because it bounces in front, and when you're 6'8", it's not easy to get your leg up and over the ball. But that was a great chance, really, to see Anderlecht home.
Was Bakker looking for fuel. It's all the way through to Miljevic. Leeds can't afford to get back to those sort of balls again.
No, not the greatest. I don't think Harry Kewell really fancied the chase. I mean, he's not going to be match fit, so he'll be feeling it because he's had a little flurry of action down the left-hand side just now. But anything Leeds have done since he's come on, you know, I've been through Kewell all the time. Nothing's gone down the right. Maybe now.
Stood on the ball, and that was Smith to Bowyer trying to get through, and Lee Bowyer scored. Leeds have turned it round. Glenn de Bock left to rue a costly mistake. He simply stood on the ball. Lee Bowyer wasn't hanging around. He may well have won it.
Well, I mean, the defender has hardly put a foot wrong all night. I don't think he can believe he's done that. I must admit, when Bowyer didn't get hold of it first time and it went wide, I thought the chance had gone a begging. But this is a great effort through the goalkeeper's legs. How many times do we see that? And whatever about winning the match, Leeds certainly didn't lose it tonight, and surely we can't lose it now.
Forceful run from Stoiker. Clearly wanted the free kick. He wasn't going to try and get onto that ball, and He's got it. At least 2 minutes to be added.
Nothing stupid now, if required, Rosette, every time.
Nigel Martin organises defensive matters. Stoica. Away by Kjell, still not properly. It's Radzinski's toe poke! Wonderful save, Nigel Martin.
Well, it was a good effort. He improvised well, Radzinski, just to get anything on it. And I don't think he saw it late with the keeper. Great save from Nigel Martin.
He's looking long and hard at his watch. We haven't played 2 minutes of stoppage time yet. And there's the full-time whistle. Leeds United, to the delight of their manager, have turned it around and turned 3 points into 6 in this Champions League Group Phase 2. It's Bowyer with the decisive goal. Ian Harte it was that had put Leeds back into things after Alan Stoica had given Anderlecht the lead. Ellen Road was quiet for much of the night. My word, it's not now. Full time at Ellen Road. A topsy-turvy night, but it's finished. Leeds United 2, Anderlecht 1.
Brilliant. 3 hugely important points for Leeds, the significance of which we'll find out when we look at Group D in due course. Action from the other game in the group, Real Madrid versus Lazio, plus reaction